Let's talk about J.K. Rowling's house.
Gryffindor!
No, not that house.
Slytherin!
Shut up, Hat. Now, you are probably across the story of J.K. Rowling getting doxxed by a group of unhinged transgender activists. Here are the facts. J.K. Rowling is a public figure and a children's author who has come under scrutiny for her comments about transgender people. Not too long ago, 3 protesters went outside the gates of one of her properties in Edinburgh, took a photo holding pro-trans signs and posted it to social media. The address of the property was visible in the photograph. J.K. Rowling tweeted about the photograph. Shitstorm has ensued. Now, I should start off by saying that doxing is fucked. It is not cool to make someone's private or personal information public, especially if it's in order to harass them or put them in danger. It's happened to me. It's not just fucked, it's also a crime, so don't do it. But is that what's going on here? What some people, including J.K. Rowling, have said is that yes, it looks as though they have arranged themselves to make sure that the address is visible and that they've purposefully made private information public, and therefore it's encouraging harassment. It's doxing, it's stalking, etc. And what others have pointed out is that that information, J.K. Rowling's address, is already public. Her house is a landmark, and tourists and fans often go and take photos in the exact spot that protesters were standing. J.K. Rowling lives in a massive fucking house with a massive fucking hedge. Photographs of it are on tourist websites. Real estate agents will often use it as leverage to advertise other homes in the area. And there's been articles published in newspapers complaining about how her massive fucking hedge blocks the street. And I am inclined to believe that there's a bit of truth in both points of view. Yes, the protester didn't make attempts to hide the actual street address, and whilst there was no specific call to action to harass her or invade her home, that's still not cool. But also, if you take a photo in front of Buckingham Palace or Neverland Ranch, you're not doxing the Queen or the King of Pop. What? When? 2009. I am inclined to believe that they posted the photo less as an attempt to expose her details and more to just prove that they were there doing their protest. Here we are at J.K. Rowling's house with our cheeky signs being provocative. The real question for me is whether J.K. Rowling felt that she was in any actual danger from these 3 people. I don't know what goes on inside of her head, but she is a billionaire who lives across multiple mansions and castles with huge fucking hedges. And despite what she wrote on her Twitter page, I don't think she saw these 3 people or their post as an actual threat. Because the thing is, the original tweet that the trio posted didn't have all that many views until she started drawing attention to it. The newspaper articles, the comments from politicians, all of that came after she blew it up. Now, I am a person with a public profile, C-grade celebrity, and there have been times where I have had private information or photographs posted or published. And when that's happened, I've freaked the fuck out. And I have done everything I can to just shut it all the fuck down. I've deleted posting histories, made public accounts private. I've gotten in touch with community managers, forum and website administrators, report posts on social media to try and get them removed. I've gotten in touch with journalists to amend stories or change photographs. And I'm really thankful when I can make it go away before it blows up, before it becomes bullshit. I'm not J.K. Rowling, but if I were in her position and I felt that this photo was an actual threat, I would do everything I could to make it fuck off. Now, of course, it's a different story when I think I'm just being trolled. I love to give a serve to the big man in the Twitch chat.
Looks like we got ourselves a big man in the chat! I don't know who the fuck you are, but you must think I'm pretty fucking important to come and make a fucking halt to harass me.
If I feel secure and safe and someone tries to start shit, I love to go to town and retaliate. And in this situation, J.K. Rowling has retaliated and taken the opportunity to continue stoking a growing hatred for transgender people amongst her many followers. Yes, 3 people did a cheeky protest in front of her house, but she took the opportunity to blow it up. And part of that was posting the Twitter usernames of those 3 people. Now, like I said, I love to fire up and give shit to the transphobic trolls who wander into my Twitch streams. But one thing I do when I publish the recordings of those interactions is that I censor the usernames. Because even though my following is microscopic compared to J.K. Rowling, I know that I have no control over the actions of those who see the videos. And I don't want to be responsible for shit I haven't served. I am happy exposing ignorance, foolishness, and stupidity so that we can learn and be entertained. No interest in exposing someone's identity. By making the decision to tweet out their identities, J.K. Rowling encouraged a fuckload of people to come down on them. Many of them are in her replies gloating about how much hate is being returned to the activists, and J.K. Rowling is responding and applauding. And the three activists have removed their posts and shut down their accounts. A pretty good indication that they feel like they're in danger. It is global news now, and there are a whole lot of emboldened transphobes who are saying things like, Look at these unhinged trans activists invading her home just like they are invading our bathrooms, our spaces, our sports teams. J.K. Rowling doesn't make those kinds of comments, but I don't see her condemning them either. She hasn't said, hey, this is the action of 3 individuals. The police are investigating. We should let them do their job. And we shouldn't judge a whole category of people by this situation and the actions of 3 people. She doesn't say that. She writes this. I believe J.K. Rowling when she says she received mountains of hate messages and death threats. You know, a lot more than I do. But I would hazard that they're largely delivered in response to her comments and actions rather than her identity. She's also a person who has the resources to employ people to deal with it. She would never have to actually look at or respond to anything she doesn't want to. Unlike the 3 activists. It used to be that a lot of the hate I received came from teenage boys trying to be big men. But now it's also radical feminists who often use J.K. Rowling as a rallying point and figurehead for their hatred and bigotry. And the thing about TERFs and the boys trying to be big men is that they all say the same things. The same dull snipes, the same insults, the same hateful arguments. It's the same hatred with a different label. And I don't see J.K. Rowling condemning that kind of shit. She claims that she loves transgender people, but just has opinions about self-identification and sex versus gender or biology or whatever. But if those are your sticking points, then stick to them. And encourage your followers to stick to them. There are folks out there who don't understand transgender people. We are often uneasy or fearful around people we don't understand. And those feelings of unease and fear are valid. They're valid feelings. And a lot of what I do as an advocate is to try and address those feelings and bridge that gap in understanding. And there are also people out there who hate us. And it's so much easier for them to manipulate ignorance or unease and turn it into hatred than it is for people like me to educate. And that is what we've seen play out over the last few years, particularly in the UK. A whole lot of people who are uneasy, who have been encouraged to hate and perpetuate that hate. And J.K. Rowling, willfully or otherwise, is a big part of that movement. I don't think it's cool to reveal someone's house on the internet. It is a crime. Don't fucking do it. Retaliating when you have global power and influence is a disproportionate response, and it is irresponsible. Thank you for watching. Sound off in the comments and continue the discussion. I'm interested to read what you have to say. Don't forget to follow me on all the various places. And if you want to support the work I do financially, you can do that by becoming a supporter on Facebook, subscriber on Twitch, or a patron on Patreon. And if you can't do that, that's all cool. You can help by sharing and interacting with my content. Or, you know, draw a nice picture. It is good to be making these kinds of videos again. I've missed it. I'll catch you soon.